Hey, what's up folks, back again in this video. In this video, we're going to talk about Git installation and the basic commands which we're going to require for our project to track it down with the help of the Git. So first thing, if you haven't watched my previous video, you have to watch it because I have give you a very beautiful analogy with the help of file manager and the Google Drive, what exactly it looks like. So once you understand that overview of what exactly the Git and the GitHub, you can proceed with this video. If and go and watch it down, right? So let's get started in this video. Okay, now we talked about Git and GitHub and all that kind of stuff, all that SGS. We're going to download Git. We're going to require it. So let's jump to our system. Basically, let me tell you one more thing. I'm using Linux. If you are using Mac, if you are using any other thing like Windows, you can go ahead with this simple process just like me. Just let's see how it exactly looks like. So I'm using my Linux system. Okay, cool. Okay, let's go to your Google Chrome, man. Let's I forgot one thing. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay, cool. This is my Linux system over here. Okay, everything looks fine. Now let's jump back to the Google Chrome. Let's go to the Google Chrome, right? Over here, we're going to write it down, Git download. Okay, Git download. Okay, Google have showed you some results. So click on the first result, second result, where it's showing you the download Git. Okay, once you enter into this page, it's going to show you 3 OS operating system is going to give you those. One is Mac OS, another one is Windows, and third one is Linux, which I'm using Linux. So I have to copy this command and put it down into my terminal, and put it down to what I have done, I have to paste it down. Oh gosh. So like this way, and I have to hit enter. I'm not going to hit enter because I already have set up the Git in my system, so I'm not going to do that. If you haven't, you have to do that, right? So I'm not doing that stuff. Okay. So this is how you're going to install the Git. It's a simple process in the Linux, and it's a very simple process in the Windows as well. You just need to download 64-bit Git for Windows setup. Just click on that, and it's going to pop up like this way. Just save it down and download it, and it's just a simple GUI based installer. You have to click next and finish. Your Git installation will be done. And similarly, macOS is very much similar to Linux. You have to just paste it down this command in your terminal, which is your Mac terminal, and it will be done. It's very much simpler. So, congratulations, you have downloaded the Git for yourself. The first step is done. Now, how you gonna check that whether you have downloaded, whether you have successfully installed or not? Use this command, git version. With the help of Git version, it's going to show you which version is currently installed in your system. In my system, this is 2.3.39.2. So Git is installed perfectly fine. You can check it on your in the Windows. You can, with the help of PowerShell, you can check it out over there. And in the Windows, you can in the Linux, you can do that in your terminal, and same in the Mac. Okay, so Git is installed, right? Okay, now. One more thing, if you want you to skip this skip this step, you can skip this step, but if you want, you can continue, right? So actually, Git needs your identity, and why it's going to require your identity, I'm going to tell you when we going to track with the help of the Git. So you can do this, don't skip, right? You can do this stuff, right? So here I'm gonna tell Git about myself a little bit. What's my username and what's my email address, right? So with the help of git config, write it down like git config, git config minus global. I want to set this globally, right? So that I don't have to set every time when I track it down another project. So I want to set up globally, right? So I don't need to tell Git about myself every time whenever I have to track new projects, right? Some other projects, right? So I'm setting like this way, user dot name, right? And put out your name, whatever your name is, right? Just put out over there and hit enter. You have to do that. I'm not doing that because I already have set up my name. So you have to do like this way, right? So once you hit enter, you can the Git Git knows, and this is your username, right? Okay, second thing which you need is git config. Again, do that, git config minus global. Okay, and the user dot gmail, right? You and put out your Gmail over here like this way. Okay, and again hit enter, and Git will gonna know about your email address. I'm not doing it again because I already have set up. So Git knows about username and your email address. Okay, so we told Git about ourselves. Okay, Now let's just use Git actually, because we have talked a lot of shit, right? Now let's just use Git. Okay, so we have downloaded, everything is done. Go to your, where you want to, what you can say, track it down your project. Okay, let I'm using Linux, so my system look like this way. If you're in Windows, it's gonna look like local disk C, local disk do, local disk E, or wherever, or whatever, right? If you want to track it down any project or whatever, I'm gonna tell you how to do that. I'm going to create a basic what you can say, going to create a basic project like this way. Amazing, let me name it, what I'm gonna name it, amazing project. So it's the project name. So let's take an example. But maybe you can have another projects, right? I'm having this project, right? Amazing project. This is my project, right? This is completely empty because I have created just right now this folder, and you want to track it down, right? So how are you gonna do that? Absolutely, if you are tracking down your previous projects, right, where you have created multiple files, multiple folders, right? I'll take an example of your web project. In there you're going to have your .html file, css file, javascript file, and everything, right? And you want to track it down, follow this step. You want to do the same, right? And just if you have the prior project, just open like this way, how I opened this thing, right? So just open this and open in the VS Code, right? If you are using VS Code for the coding stuff, right? This is my VS Code setup. So I open VS Code inside my amazing project, as you can see over here, right? Okay, cool. So we have done that, right? Okay, now we need to tell Git. Now what we have to initialize Git in our project, right? We have to tell Git, come, this is my project, you need to track it down, this project, so please come over here. So how are you going to do that? With the help of a command. What is the command? Git init. So if you do that, Git init, so Git is initialized in your project. You see, if you do, there is nothing changed, right? There is no any other thing changed, right? Oh, you see, okay, Git initialized, but there is no change, you see, right? Okay, we're gonna know how, there's something happened behind the scenes, but you didn't know. Okay, this is, if you do ls, you see there's no file, right? Okay, but there is a file. There is a, if you go into the window and you see that there is nothing, right? But if you if you go into the view tab and if you click on the hidden show hidden folder to you, it will going to show you hidden folder. And let me check you how to see hidden folders in the Linux. If you do ls -a and hit enter, you're gonna see that .git folder over here. You see, prior this is not there, right? But once we entered this command, once we wrote this command, and once we ran this command created .git folder. So Git is initialized in our project. So everything, whatever we, Git tracks it down, whatever we changes we do, which at what time somebody have changed it, at what time somebody have wrote, all the things in tracking information is going to go inside this .git folder. So we have initialized everything. So okay, done. Everything is done. Now clear it, right? We have initialized. We have this particular .git folder. Okay, cool. Now inside your project, maybe there are going to be many files. Let me, for example, sake of simplicity, I'm taking a simple file, like this is my simple file, like inside this I have a code, but I'm taking a simple message, right? Just for simplicity, right? To get a basic idea, right? Because if I talk about code, then it will go complicated. So let's take this thing as simple as it is, right? Let's take this is your file and here is your code, a lot of code, right? Okay, cool. This is your file. Okay. Now how to track it down, how to do this to capture this thing with the help of the Git. Okay, cool. I have to capture this with the help of the Git, and there is a one file. How to do that? Okay. If I do, okay, let me go. Let me take you to my tablet screen, because I have to tell you an analogy, a beautiful analogy which I needed to tell you, because I am treating you as a completely newbie, as a completely beginner, and it will going to be really fun. So okay, over here you see my screen. Over here, this is my amazing project folder which I've created, right? Okay, amazing project, right? Okay, and this is what I want to track it down with the help of the Git. Okay, how I told to Git to, I want to track it down. I want you to be, I want this to be track it down with the help of with a Git in it. So I initialized. Firstly, I initialized Git. Right, I told Git, this is my project, I'm gonna require you, right? I'm gonna need you for to track it down, this project. So I told Git. So what Git have done? Git created .git folder inside this a folder, right, .git, which within which it's going to store everything, right, logs information when somebody have done, we talked about that. Okay, cool. And inside this we have also created one more file, that is hello.txt, which inside which I have a gibberish messages, random messages, right? Okay, cool. This thing we understood. Now how I'm gonna capture it down and how I'm gonna use that stuff. Okay, before proceeding with that, I need to tell you this analogy. Okay. There is a two environment in the Git, but two environment I'm gonna say, one is normal area, and there is another one we call is a tracking area, or you can say staging area, right? Okay, cool. Before understanding this, let me take an example. Git is going to capture your stuff. So think of Git as a cameraman, and let me give you an analogy by cameraman. You go any family function, you go any wedding or parties or something like that, you capture photos to store to store it down, you create memories and whatnot, right? So similar to Git is going to do that. So when you capture a photo, you first get ready for a posture, right? You don't randomly click, right? when you creating some memories, you just first of all tell it, so geez, you say this, right? And then you capture the photo, right? You guys make posture, you get ready for that posture, and once it done, cameraman captures your photo. In the similar fashion, this is what it is, normal area, and this is a staging area. What exactly it means, that there is a staging area is like, come to all the files, like come to the stage. I want to capture a photo. I'm Git says like that. This is the staging area. This is what it is, staging means, right? So okay, let's go back to the our code. Okay, I do, okay, what I'm gonna do, that I'm having my staging area. So how I'm gonna put my files to the staging area for capturing a photo? There is a command. What's that command is? We have that command, git space add. You can name the file hello.txt. So once we done, now if you do, okay, so this file goes into our staging area. How I'm gonna know that this file is gone into the staging area? How I'm gonna know that? Okay, there is a command for that. Whenever you want to check the current status of your project, what's going on, you just write down this command, git status. So git status, what exactly it does, it tells you the current status of your project with the Git, how it is going on. So you see over here, changes to be committed, and this is the thing, new file is on the staging area, right? This is in the staging area. Okay, this is okay. Now it comes down in the staging area. Okay, go back to the analogy. So you come, so let go. Okay, one thing. Okay, so you are over here. Okay, cool. You want to capture a photo. There is a cameraman right over here with the help. This is the cameraman. You want to capture a photo. Okay, you want to capture a photo, right? So there is a stage. Cameraman calls you into the stage. Come over here, guys. I want to capture a photo of yours. So you go over in the staging area, right? And cameraman says cheese and captures your photo, and it got collect, right? It's saved inside your camera, right? Your photo in your memory. In the similar fashion, we do exactly like this way in the code as well. So so what we have done, hello.txt file which we have, we told Git to, we told that file, come to the staging area, Git is going to capture a photo for you. Now that file we have put down into our staging area with the help of that command. Which command? Git add hello.txt, right? Now I'm going to capture a photo. How I'm going to capture a photo? With the help of git commit -m. Now I can name this, the photo which I capture, right? Any name which I prefer, right? My first pick like this way, right? First pick, and hit enter. Okay, Git captures your photo. It saved your photo. Okay, it shows you the one file change 4 instruction, and it told you, right? Git done that. If you do git status, nothing to comment. Everything is clean. Now there is no one in the staging okay, where is my screen? Okay, cool. So there is no one now in the staging. I have captured a photo for you that is inside the camera. Okay, that is inside the camera. Okay, now how I'm gonna know that you capture a photo? Well, show me. How are you gonna show? How are you gonna see that actually Git captures your photo, Git capture your snapshot with the help of a command? What's that command is? That command is git log. If you do git log and hit enter, you see now you wanna know that why I have done that git config global my name, that thing, right, prior to this step. This is why. Now git know my name, git know my Gmail address, and this is my message which I when I captured the photo with the help of the git, right? This is the message which I have gave to the git, and this is the photo which is being stored, right? So git actually capture the current state of a photo with the help of which command? Git commit command. And how I saw this thing with the help of git log. So we got to know, okay, git capture the photo, right? Okay, so this thing is done. Like now you're gonna see that in the file in the project we're going to have multiple files, multiple folders, and if you are in the front end project, if you have the back end project, you are going to have SQL, you're going to have database files, you're going to have the service files. In the front end, you're going to have the HTML files, CSS files, JavaScript files, and whatnot. You are using React, and there are so many hierarchy going on, right? So let's take an example. Like we have the multiple files over here, like toy.txt, children.txt. I'm just putting a random files just to show you how this thing is working on. Okay, so there are multiple files, and inside this file, take an example, like in the toy.txt, you're going to have other files as well, right? Like this is so much, this is the code of your, right? Like this is also the code which you have inside your file. Like I'm just putting other random stuff just to show you. So this is the files inside your project, inside which you have the code, right, instead of this gibberish code, right? And Git knows only about one file, because what happened, we capture the photo of which is in the staging area, right? And which file is the staging area at that particular time? That is hello.txt. We don't know about other files, right? Now we want to check the status. Let me show you. What's the status of my project? With the help of which command? Git status command. We're going to check that. If you do, you see so Git is telling you that please include this file as well, right? Because I don't know about this file, children.txt and toy.txt, right? Because this file is completely new, right? I don't know about this. How are you going to okay, so you want to track it down. Okay, cool. You want to track it down. How are you gonna okay, go back to my screen. Okay, so where we are. Okay, let me go into different. Cool. Okay, so here is my awesome project or whatever, right? We have the three files over here, that toy.txt, hello.txt, right? And a third file is the children.txt, right? Okay, the three files we have already have captured the photo of the one file, right? Prior, right? Right, we already have done that, because at that point of time, at that particular time, we have only this file. But later on, as our project grows, we have added much more files and much more code and all that, right? This stuff. So Git knows about this thing, only this stuff. We have captured the photo, right? Git doesn't know about any other stuff, right? Okay, and once we have captured the photo, this staging area, which we have is got clear, right? There is no one, right? We have already captured the photo. Okay. So once we ran this command git status, it tells what is the current status of our project. So Git told us that there is a two new file, toy.txt and children.txt, which I don't know about information, because Git is gonna look the our memory in a way that it's going to look that I capture a photo of hello.txt. At that particular time, these two files are not there, and these are completely two new files, right? So yeah, there are two new files. Now you want to capture the photo of this particular file as well, because you want to track it down this file as well. So how are you gonna do? You can use again that command which you already talked about, git add and the name of the particular file. Okay, with the help of you're gonna do git add toy.txt, git add children.txt. But you see, you are repeating the commands over again and again. Git add toy.txt every time. Suppose you have the 50 files you have added. You're gonna write this command every time? No. You're gonna. There is a one command by which you can git add dot. If you run this command, so it's going to put out all the files, all the new files in your staging area. all the modify file as well, new files in the staging. Let's understand by this an example, right? When we use this command like this, git add the file name, it's like, you are capturing your own single photo, right? You want to capture on single photo, like, cameraman, please capture this photo with the help, I came upon on this stage, now capture my single photo, git add on the file name, right? Okay, but there are lots of family members, you want to capture a group photo, right? How you gonna do that? Because you don't want to capture single photo, you want to capture a whole family photo together. So how are you gonna do that? At that particular time, you're gonna use simple this command, git space add space dot. So what exactly happened? All the files which is currently exist in your projects, whether you have modified it, whether this is the new file, is going to come upon on the staging area. Now see that in this thing in the code. Now we have already ran this command git staging. So there is a two new files which is it is showing. Okay, now let's add this file into the staging area. So I'm going to use that command which I already told, git add and like dot. So now if I do git status, you see that these new files came on the staging area, right? You see this file came on the staging area, these two new files, children.txt and toy.txt. Now I want to capture the photo. Okay, you are ready, all the files, make your posture. I want to capture, git is saying now I want to capture your photo. Okay, now I capture, git commit with the help of this command, git commit. I do git commit. My second message will be, I can put out any random message, to be honest, like a second picture, like for example, right? And hit enter. Okay, git capture your photo. Two file chains, git is showing you like this way. If I do git status, you see there is nothing, right? Everything is now git capture. How I'm gonna know that it actually captured? Let's see, git space log and hit enter. You see there is a two logs, right? First log is previous one which already git capture. At that particular time we already we only have that hello.txt, but in the second picture we have the other files as well, right? toy.txt and children.txt. So you see that how git is capturing our thing. As we added more and more feature, git started capturing, right? This is how you capture, right? Okay, one scenario is going to happen as well, like in hello.txt there is a code which you wrote, right? Now you want to add additional code, right? You are modifying this file, right? Like this way, right? And also with that aspect, you added more files as your project is start growing, right? So it let's take an example. You added about HTML file in your thing, like for example, right? For your code, but I'm using this txt file, so let me add some gibberish thing over here. Now run git status. Let me ask git my current status of my project. Okay, git is telling me that you have changed hello.txt file and there is a new file about.txt. Okay, git is telling me that this file is being changed and there is one more file is there. Okay, now we want to capture, we want to log it down, right? We want to store the snapshot of this particular project. So okay, how are we gonna do that? Okay, so we want these modified file as well as about.txt new file which we added to come to the staging area. How I'm gonna do that? Git add dot, this is how you do. And if I write down git status, now you see that this file came upon on the staging area. Now I want to capture a photo. Let's capture a photo, like git commit -m third picture, like a third picture, and enter. This is git captures your photo. And what's the command for looking that actually git capture? Git log. Let's see. You see over here, now this is become a little bit crazy over here. This is the second picture, this is the third picture. Okay, so you see that this is the second picture which we captured, this is the third picture which we capture. So git actually started capturing your photos, right? Isn't it? Okay, done. Let me quit that. Okay, so you start saying that git actually start capturing your project. As you add more and more feature, as you add more and more files, you started capturing the snapshot. So let's take an example, like you have the landing page, right? Right now you have just created a basic web application where you have just a landing page. Later on, when you progress on your project, you start adding your about page, you start adding order page and whatnot, right? But git doesn't know about this, right? So you want to store this, you want to create a snapshot it, right? So you can use this thing, git add, and then you can track it down other file as well, right? So you got a basic idea about this command. So today we learned about which commands. Let me go to the back. Okay, we learned about git init, git status, okay, git add file name, right, जो भी आपको whatever the file name which you have, whichever the file name you have, okay, and git commit, by which you can tag the message to that photo which git captured, right? So this is the command which we learned. So today we got to know how to track down with the help of the git, how to capture with the help of the git our current state of our project at the different point of time. You see over here, if you go back, you see that at the time I have captured this particular picture, at that time I have captured that particular photo, at that particular time I have captured that photo. You see, at different time zone I have captured the particular photo. And if you want to go back at that particular state, you can go back. We're gonna discuss that thing in the next video, because if I include all the things in this, all the features and all whatnot, right, there's lots of command, so it's going to complicate it. So today you learned the basic stuff, how to track it down with the help of the git, how to initialize git, and this stuff, right? Tomorrow we're going to talk about how you can check back at at when I capture the first photo, how it looks like, what's the state of my project, right, and what is actually being changed. You can also see that what's the difference between two photos, right? What are the new files you added to the previous photo you captured. So there are lots of things which you can do. So for now, it's the basic stuff. We have done the installation and told about your basic commands. That's it for today. I hope you definitely going to like this video, and the analogy which I gave is definitely going to ease you to understand what actually the git and how it actually the command looks like. Hopefully this is the greatest stuff for you. With that said, see you next time.